Has this ever happened to you when you think that the gardening seasons can still go for a little longer and you bought some garlic, onions, and shallots that you want to plant up, and then that whole week or a week and a half is just freezing cold weather and the top of your garden soil is hard as a rock? Well, my name is Mark and welcome to I Am Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B in the state of New Jersey, and we're going to try to fix that with a simple little tip. So how are we going to warm up that soil? So our top layer is pretty frozen here, but I want to show you something with just a simple thermometer. Let's insert this in the ground here. Now we're going to push it down about, let's say, at least 3 to 4 inches, and let's hit the dial there, and let's see what our temperature is. About 3 inches deep. We'll get down there like so, and you can see that our soil temperature below the surface is about 44 degrees Fahrenheit, almost 45. So now what we need to do is insulate this top layer so it can become soft again, because when we plant our garlic or anything else too, we want it to, let's go in, let's say, semi-soft dirt, and it's only going to be about 1 inch or 2 inches deep, but again, we want that top surface to be workable. So to warm up that top layer, we're going to just add about 4 inches of mulch. Now this is in a different spot. Now if we peel this away, the top layer is pretty frozen, like so. Now we're just going to peel this away, and we can see when we get down that our ground here, I'm going to say this is about almost probably 5 inches thick here, but you can see our ground layer, like so, is nice and healthy, and it's pliable and soft. So now when we apply that 4 or 5 inches of layer on mulch on top, and when it sit there for 2 days or so, we know that bottom heat is going to come up from the ground that we just showed, that's about 44 to 45 degrees. And this insulating blanket is going to maintain that temperature so we can get into that ground. Now we're going to have to pull the leaves back or mulch back on top of the soil to plant our garlic, onions, and shallots into, but it's a good remedy to have these byproducts sitting around your garden, meaning the leaf mold, to warm up your soil so you can get them in before the deep freeze sets in, like it has already done in some places. This is not good when you have snow. It's just too much work unless you can just peel off that top layer. So I'm going to grab a couple of bucket loads of shredded leaves that I have here that I get from the township. It comes from a clean source, which is the park system. I'm not worried about trash or any contaminants. And I also want to explain to you too, is that over the years I've learned a lot. I've been doing this for 10 years now, collecting leaves from the township, and I actually get paid a small fee for it, and I only charge them half of what it would cost if they went to another, let's say, facility to do this or something like that. Plus I save them about let's say 10 gallons of diesel so they can travel here to my farm instead of driving an hour away to somebody else. So I'm actually saving them fuel, and I'm actually just sharing or billing them half the cost that it would be on the other spot. And I get a good, valuable, clean resource from them. So I'm going to grab the tractor here, which is the new one, and grab a couple of buckloads, like I said before, and bring them up there. But the key point I want to share with you, a lot of the material that's in here is all different kinds of leaves. It never contaminates your garden. Pine needles, not a problem. It's really just a myth. The only time that leaves pose a problem to your, let's say, area, or you're going to use something, is that if there's disease on the leaves and it goes away very quickly because it doesn't have the habitat to do it. But if it does have the habitat, those diseases on the leaves does never hurt anything in your garden. The reason why all the diseases on the leaves are infectious diseases that hurt trees. Unless I'm dumping those leaves in a spot where there's trees of the same type of source, let's say it's oak or elm disease or something like that, and then I have elm leaves here, I have to have an elm tree here growing that those leaves are going to affect it. Otherwise, it's not going to do a single thing to your garden. So I find the best way to spread leaves in bulk fashion is to get out there with a pitchfork like so, and just, it's nice and easy, get a bunch and just throw it on a layer on the top. And this way you don't have to step on the soil or any problem. And it kind of fluffs the leaves up. And you get a nice, let's say, batch of leaves on that pitchfork like so, and you're all set to go. It's kind of, when you throw them in the air, it kind of breaks them up a little bit and gives them more air in the leaves, which is more insulation. So I have the area covered right now with about 5 inches of leaf mold, and it's about 10 feet wide and about 25 feet long, and hopefully it will warm it up by tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tonight, and this is actually the nicest day we've had in probably the last week and a half, so hopefully it will warm up the soil enough that I can get that garlic and onions planted. And here's some of the samples I'll be using. Now the garlic I have to break up into individual cloves, and the onions are just easily just pushed in the ground. Now this might be a lot of work, but the weather has been changing so much lately on me that I feel that the extra effort of putting all this leaf mold on top and seeing how the next couple of days go is very important, because it might, like tomorrow morning, I think it's supposed to be only 18 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a chance that I'm going to have to take to get these in the ground, but it's well worth it, the extra work. Nature has brought the Arctic blast way too early this year. Usually have up until about maybe the middle of December, and now we're in about only the middle of November. So usually about another month I can plant in the ground, and it just has been not so good. So we'll see. But again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And if this has ever happened to you, let me know and what you do about it, and we'll get the right recommendations so we can share with other people. Please like the video. It helps out my channel immensely, and I will see you shortly with another video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.